Hey everyone, this is Ken, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on a supercharged minecart elevator. Now what's great about this, guys, this bad boy could go to any height you want it to. Go up to literally the sky barrier with no issue. And believe it or not, the redstone behind it is quite simple. Now right here is about 80 blocks in height, and I want to show you how fast we're going to go up it. Now the second you hit that button, the minecart's going to appear, and when you get on it, all you have to do is hit that button, and it'll shoot you directly up all the way to the top, and you'll automatically get ejected the second you reach on top. Now the cool thing is, the minecart actually goes back all the way down to the bottom by itself with no problem. Now once you want to go back down, all you have to do is go over here, you're going to press that button, the trapdoor is going to open, and you're going to land in one block of water, perfectly safe with no issue, which is pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you what's really happening when we hit that second button. Now of course the minecart appears there, but when you hit that second button, a block in the back pops up, shooting the minecart out, and when it comes back down, it goes right into that cactus, into that hopper, and back into the dispenser where it needs to be at. It's really that simple, guys. Now, say for whatever reason the minecart gets stuck right in there. Sometimes you get like a server or a world that kind of glitches out, or you have too much redstone, and for whatever reason the minecart just didn't go up. When you hit that button, that's a manual reset so that it could automatically shoot that up to correct the problem, and of course get the minecart back where it needs to be at. It's a nice little safety feature to have when you have this, because let's face it, sometimes it happens. See? So it kind of activates that pistons to shoot the minecart back up and kind of get back in the regular flow. Now unlike most minecart elevators, what we have here is a separate system of redstone. You can see that it's very simple redstone. They're all pretty much activated by a tripwire. Meaning instead of having a timing system where it's active from the bottom, it actually gets activated the second you reach that level. So you don't have to worry about the minecart messing up, jamming up, or any of those little problems that normally happen. So, what's going to be the base materials you're going to need? You will be needing a block of your choice, some half slabs, sand, cactus, dispensers, droppers, hoppers, a furnace or any kind of unmovable block, redstone dust, redstone torch, repeaters, comparators, buttons, trapdoor, one bucket of water, a few minecarts. You're also going to need your sticky pistons. And you will be needing, of course, a few slime blocks, rails, power rails, rail detectors, and rail activators. And, of course, your string and tripwire hook. Fantastic, guys. Now, at this point, I want you to pause the video and have this set up. Now, keep in mind, the 5x5 spacing will be the elevator shaft, and that blue block will be the center where you're going to be landing and pretty much going upwards. So, just to give you a little perspective how it's going to look. Now right there in the center, you're going to add your sticky piston and a slime block on top, and all around it you're going to add your furnace or of course your unmovable block. And you're going to repeat that one more time. Awesome. So you should have this kind of look at this point. Now what I want you to do is get your repeater ready, because you're going to go right down under here, and you're going to place a repeater facing the sticky piston. And you can put that on 4 ticks with a block right behind it. And some redstone dust on top of it. Then you're going to place a block right there, right behind that one. A comparator going towards that block. And right behind it, you're going to add 2 droppers. And make sure the third one is a dispenser. See? Then you're going to place a block right there and there. And a repeater going towards that block in the back right there. See, it's going forward. And a redstone dust there, and there you have it. Now it's going to create a small miniature like item elevator, which is great because you want all the minecarts to go to that top dispenser. Then you can place 2 hoppers right there going towards that bottom dropper, like so. And right on top of that redstone dust, you're going to add a dropper. And inside of it, you're going to place 1 dirt. And you're going to place a hopper going forward. Then you're going to place a block in front of it, a block right there, and a comparator going outwards. Now don't worry, I'm going to explain how that works. So I'm going to create a quick pulse and I'll show you why. Now you're going to place 2 blocks right there, and you're going to delete the one right underneath. Awesome. Now at this point, guys, I want you to place a block right there with some redstone dust on top of it. And parallel to it, which is pretty much right next to it, you're going to place a sticky piston. See? Try to aim it. Perfect. Right there. Alright. Now, we're going to get some blocks of your choice. You can use whatever you want, but we're going to use whatever block you're going to use as far as the floor. And you're going to place it right on top of that redstone dust. And pretty much add 3 more blocks right behind it. Now, you're going to place a block right on top of that dropper. And right parallel to that dispenser. And that's where you're going to place your buttons at. So you can place 1 button there and there. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how that works. Now, we're going to place another block on top of that sticky piston. And once you activate that, that of course creates a quick pulse. So that this could pretty much power the rails and of course launch right off. Now let's cover this up because we're not going to really use that space anymore. And plus it's going to be the rest of the floor. Now we're going to start working on the return process. Now you're going to add a sand block right there. I'm going to delete that because that's going to interfere with the cactus. And you're going to place 1 right there. Then you're going to add blocks right here to cover this up. And let's add a few more right there. Now we're going to start adding our power rails. So you're going to add some power rails right there leading towards the cactus. And make sure you stop right there. Okay? So you have this nice beautiful row of power rails that stops right there. And over here, that's where it's going to curve right at the repeater. Then you're going to add a block right there. Another rail on top, you're going to delete that because you want the rail to curve like so. Now, of course, you're going to have to power this, so you're going to have to add a redstone torch there, or even a lever. Your choice. Alright, so we got this part pretty much done. That's great. Now, you're going to add a rail detector right on top of that block, right underneath the redstone dust. Then you're going to add 1, 2, and 3 power rails leading on top of that dispenser, and 1 right there as well. Because that rail detector is going to power that redstone dust, hence launching you upwards. So we pretty much got the hard part almost done with this. Now we're going to add some blocks right there on the side. And let's just kind of fill this out a little bit. So we're going to add some blocks there. We're going to leave that little gap right there. Because this gap right here is going to be where you're going to come back down. Now you're going to replace that with some stairs. And place a block right inside. And that's where you're going to add your 1 bucket of water. Now we're going to add some more blocks like so. Make sure you do not block this right here. This is going to be the return process for the actual minecart. And you're going to fill this up and you want to cover this whole entire platform with, of course, the block of your choice. Add some more blocks right there and just kind of make this look a little as neat as possible. Alright, it's looking good. It's looking great. Look at this. Alright, so we got most of the mechanics right underneath all set. Now we're going to start working on the framework. Now you're going to add 2 blocks on both sides. A block right there on the side of each side. And 2 more going upwards. And 2 more like so again. And then you're going to add a trip wire hook right there and right there as well. And of course in the center, make sure you add your string. This is very important, guys. Now this is the fun part. You get to repeat this a few more times. Now, of course, you're going to add 2 more unmovable blocks on the side of it. And you're going to repeat this to any height that you want. So once again, add a block, well, 2 blocks like so on each side. See? Create that same format. 2 more blocks. And 2 more blocks like that, creating this kind of C shape. And of course, repeat that on both sides. Now, of course, once you've done that, you're going to add 2 furnaces or 2 immovable blocks. Then you're going to add 2 more blocks. And 2 more on both sides. And of course, create this nice, beautiful C shape. And remember guys, do not forget to add the tripwire hooks, okay? With the string. Because if any of this is missing, it's going to really mess up the entire elevator. Fantastic. So let's do one more, and then I want you to repeat this to your desired height. So of course, you kind of get the whole format, you kind of get the whole pattern here. And I want you to make this as high or as short as possible to your desired length. Fantastic. Now once you've done that, we're going to get up there to the roofing. Don't worry, we'll get to that in a bit. You're going to add a block right there. And this is where it gets tricky. You're going to add 4 blocks in total. And on the 5th one, you're going to add a sticky piston. Then you're going to add a slime block right on top. And you're going to add 2 blocks like so. And add a sticky piston facing the slime block. You delete that. Then you're going to add a furnace right on top of it. Then of course, add 4 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1 sticky piston going upwards. A slime block on top of it. And you're going to add another sticky piston facing that slime block. Then of course add 1 more unmovable block on top of it and repeat the same process again. So of course 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to add your sticky piston, a slime block on top, and another sticky piston going forward, and pretty much so forth and so on, and it gets pretty repetitive, trust me. Fantastic. Now, once you've done that and you pretty much made it to your desired height, all the way to reach the top, I'm going to show you what to do when we get to this last part right here. Now, right here in this last part, you're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them this time. And you're going to add a block behind it. Delete that. And you want your sticky piston to be there because that's what's going to push you forward. Now, once again, guys, I apologize. I'm a little tongue-tied. It's one of those days. Now, once you've done that, guys, you're then going to add 2 half slabs like so, leading from this block where the tripwire hook is at. And over here, I want you to cover this up. Add 2 blocks on the side of it because you want to cover that up and you want to make this look as hidden as possible. Then you're going to add another half slab, well, 2 like so, a block right there. Then you're going to add 4 pieces of redstone dust like so. Add a block to cut that off right there. And 1 repeater going forward on 2 ticks with a redstone dust on top of that block. Now, of course, guys, we're going to repeat this one more time. Add 2 blocks on each side. Add 2 half slabs right there. 1, 2. 1 more right there. And another one on the side with the block right there. Delete that. Add your 4 pieces of redstone dust. Then you're going to add your block right there to cut off the signal so that both redstone dusts are going straight, and that repeater right there on 2 ticks with a redstone dust on top of that block. Now, like I said, guys, this does get repetitive. So once again, add your blocks on the side, add 2 half slabs, a half slab right there, 1 on the side. Make sure to add your block right there. Delete those 2. Then you're going to add your 4 pieces of redstone dust with a block on top of it. And your repeater going towards that block with some redstone dust on top of that block. Like so. And of course, make sure the repeater's on 2 ticks and so forth and so on. Now, the cool thing is, once you get to the top part, guys, it gets slightly different, but even more simply. It's actually an easier setup. Now, I might have made a slight mistake, guys, and we're just going to have to lower this by 1 block, right? I apologize for the inconvenience, but I did make a slight mistake. We just got to bring this one down by 1 block. Delete that, add a block right there, and just, of course, bring the whole level down, because that's where the floor is supposed to be at. Okay, I apologize about that. That was my fault. Don't get too upset. And you're going to add a few half slabs like so. Delete that. Add a block right there. Delete that. Then you're going to add a redstone dust right there and a repeater going towards a piston. And that's it. That is literally the entire redstone behind it. Besides that slight hiccup on top, that's it. Now at this point, I'm going to show you what I did to really decorate the whole front entrance and make this look nice. I'm going to add 2 blocks like so. I'm going to extend that upwards, you see? We're going to create this platform, about 3 blocks in height in total. And I want you to add some stairs right across just to give you a little more detail. Now you're going to add a block there. And you want to leave that space empty right there on the side. Now from this point, you're going to extend that all the way up to the roof. Or in this case, the second floor. Then you're going to add a block right there. And you also want to extend that all the way up to the roof. Let's get back down. Now over here, guys, it gets repetitive. We're going to bring this all the way up to the second floor, of course. Straight to the roof. Because we want to cover up as much as possible. We really don't want this all exposed. So if you want this to really look nice and really bring a different feel to it, you're going to have to do this kind of format just so it can look amazingly nice and give that nice trimming. Now, as you saw, guys, it looks fantastic. You want this open on the side here, but not to worry, we're really going to hook up the whole front entrance here. Now you're going to add a block there, and I personally like to add glass, but it's pretty much your choice. You can add a block of your choice. Make sure that the furnaces are parallel to the other 2 furnaces when you're doing this, so that the slime block doesn't get stuck or jammed up, you see? So make sure the unmovable blocks are parallel with the other sets of unmovable blocks as you're setting the centerpiece up, okay? So of course you're going to add your 4 blocks of choice in the center. Then you're going to make sure that you add your 2 furnaces or unmovable blocks like so. And of course repeat this all the way till you reach to the top part. Fantastic. Now you're going to add a block on both sides and one in the center. Just to add that little more trimming. And at this point, you're going to extend that all the way upwards to the top end. Awesome. So you should have this really nice flush look, and it looks amazing. I love it. Now back here as well, you see those little gaps. It would be great if you want to also cover that as well. So starting from that point, just cover up all those little gaps and make sure you don't cover up that centerpiece. And extend that all the way upwards like so, okay? So you can really have this nice flush look. Now, as you can see, I just fast forwarded, but you can see the difference immediately. Now at this point, we're going to add that little reset button to fix the system. So add a button right there. You're then going to add a block there with some redstone dust. Redstone torch there. You're going to add a block there with some redstone dust on top of it. And because we got to get to that little nook right there on the back end, we're just going to delete some blocks on the side of it here. So if you can, just get right back here momentarily. Add some redstone torch right there. And of course, some redstone dust. And you're good to go, guys. Just replace those blocks that we just broke. And there you have it. That's the reset button itself. It's a very simple design. It doesn't require much resources. And it's very simple to add on. See? So when you activate it, it of course activates the piston smoothly. Now on top of here, guys, you're going to add a rail, a regular rail, and a rail activator. Make sure it's a rail activator. Then you're going to delete that block, add a redstone torch on top of it, add a block right there, and we're going to delete these 2 blocks as well. Now I want you to add a redstone torch there, and try to make sure you add a block there. Let's delete that momentarily so we can have a straight row of rails, you see? We want it to have that kind of format. Let's delete those 2, add the redstone torch just to power it, so once the rail gets there, it shoots forward and straight down. Now the cool thing is that rail activator is going to pretty much kick you off the second you get to it. Now of course you can place a trapdoor there with the button on top. That's your return trip. And at this point, guys, I want you to add some blocks on the side. And in all honesty, you can really decorate it to your own style. So just cover this up real quickly and just kind of personalize it. I mean, make it to your own way. I mean, really design it to your own likings. And there you have it, guys. All complete. Perfect. Now let's test this out. Let's go right here, press that button, and we're going to go straight down to the lobby. Look at that, with no problems. Amazing. Now all you have to do just to really finish this off, add your minecarts, and you're good to go, guys. Now at this point, guys, make sure you personalize it and make it to your own personal style, and it's complete. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember to please leave a comment and to click that subscribe button if you want to join. Thank you.